right, so I am marking 11 o'clock. This is the CData coffee break, analyzing Odoo data in Tableau Cloud. My name is Jared Johnson. I am a technology evangelist here with CData Software, and today I am joined by Kristen Churchill and Riley James, who are solutions engineers here at CData. They'll be answering any questions that the attendees have throughout the session. If you have questions, you can put those in the Q&A panel in the Zoom interface, and we will get to those as we can. Riley and Kristen will be answering them. I will read the question and answers out loud after we get finished with all of the content that we want to get through today. I do also want to let the attendees know that today's session is being recorded, and it will be made available to the attendees and non-attendees shortly after the webinar closes. And Kristen and Riley are also going to be dropping links in the chat panel that coincide with the information that is being presented. So I think with all of the needful out of the way, we're going to talk a little bit about who CData is, and then we'll talk about CData Connect Cloud, which is the CData product that we'll be demoing. And the solution that we're presenting today is analyzing your Odoo data. For anyone that isn't familiar, Odoo is just a multifaceted platform. Typically behaves as a CRM, but there are other ways to view your enterprise data in Odoo. Tableau Cloud is the online cloud-based version of the Tableau analytics platform. And so this is a general use case that we see a lot. People are trying to analyze their cloud application data in their cloud visualization tools of choice, and CData Connect Cloud allows that to happen. So let's jump in. CData Software is the real-time data connectivity company. We provide self-service data products and connectivity solutions that provide a universal access to live data from hundreds of different data sources, whether they're on premises or in the cloud. There are millions of users worldwide that are impacted by CData solutions. 9,000 direct customers. We have over 100 OEM partners that are embedding our real-time connectivity solutions into their own platforms, and that greatly extends the number of users that we touch. We have offices around the globe. Our headquarters are in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, part of the Research Triangle Park, but we have regional offices in EMEA and APAC as well. So now that you know who CData is, what product are we demoing today? We're going to demonstrate connecting to Odoo data in Tableau Connect Cloud, or Tableau Cloud, through CData Connect Cloud, which is our data connectivity as a service. It provides real-time data connectivity to over 100 enterprise data sources, and that includes Odoo. It's a service that we manage in the cloud, so there's no software to install, there's no drivers to configure. It can act as a central data connectivity platform for your entire organization, so you can manage all of your connections to external data from a single platform. It is built to work with all of the data applications that you're using, so like Tableau Cloud, the Power BI service, ClickSense, any cloud-based tool or even on-premises tool that you're using to build reports, to perform analytics, to build dashboards, even build out ETL pipelines. And it provides real-time connectivity. So there's no data being stored. There's no no holding of your data within the CData systems. The tools that you're working are going to request data, and then CData is going to translate those requests into API calls to hit those data sources on the back end, and then return the data in regular responses. We offer bespoke connectivity to a lot of different platforms like Looker Studio, Google Sheets, Excel 365, and Power BI. For those client applications, those data applications that we don't have bespoke connectivity for, we provide a common interface, a universally accepted interface, through either looking like a SQL Server database, looking like an OData API, or looking like a pure REST API. Okay, so with the informational portion of the session out of the way, I'd like to go ahead and jump into the demo. And with that in mind, I like to start with the end in mind. So here we can see that I have created a very simple dashboard in Tableau Cloud. It is visualizing our Odoo data, and we'll drill down in how I made that happen as we walk through this demo. But in general, what we're looking at is a three-step process. We are going to connect to Odoo from CData Connect Cloud. We are going to connect to CData Connect Cloud from Tableau Cloud. And then we're going to build the visualization just like we would build a visualization using any other data source. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll jump into CData Connect Cloud, and you can see here I have the overview page. This just gives us information about the connections, the number of rows we queried, how many queries we've submitted, number of active users, active connections, and things like that. In order to connect to Odoo from CData Connect Cloud, I'm just going to click Connections. I'll click Add Connection, and I will find Odoo. So we can see here that I have various connection properties that I will use in order to connect to my Odoo instance. That includes the Odoo URL, the database for my instance, my username, and an API token. If you ever have any questions about connecting to your data source, you can click View Documentation, and this is going to give you more information about what you need to connect. And then if you really need to drill down, you can drill down into the help even further. So for the sake of time, I actually have a pre-configured Odoo connection that we're going to use. So we can see here that I have my Odoo instance, my database, my username, and my API token. And if I wanted to check the connection, I simply click Save and Test after making any changes, and I have connected successfully. Once we have our connection, we can actually explore the data in our Data Explorer. So this will give us an idea of all of the entities that we have available through CData Connect Cloud from our Odoo instance. You can see that we've got some drill down capabilities. We can look at different parts of our calendar. We can make changes. We can look into our CRM. And then there are subtables for each of the entities as they exist. So there's a lot of related information. So we can see that there are specific mail tables, specific report tables, resource tables, and that list goes on and on. So we can explore this data if we needed to, make some queries, use some SQL to explore the data, see what it looks like. But really, I'm mostly interested in connecting to the data and building this visualization. So I've got the connection. Let's say I've explored my data. Now I'm ready to connect from a client tool. In this case, I want to connect from Tableau Cloud. So I can just search for Tableau Cloud. And this will give us the information that we need in order to connect. So if I click the docs, this will open up the information. It'll tell us how to connect. We're going to log in. We're going to create a new workbook. We're going to use the Microsoft SQL Server connection. So CData Connect Cloud provides a SQL Server interface for all of the data sources that we connect to. And then it gives us information about how we're going to connect. So we need the server, the database being the connection that we created. And then we're going to use username and password authentication. And the way that that works with CData Connect Cloud is we're going to need to create a PAT in order to connect. So I will click Create PAT. This is in the User Settings section of the CData Connect Cloud instance. So I will create a new PAT. We can copy this. So now that we've copied it, I could store it somewhere securely. Once I've copied it, once I close this window, it's no longer available, just like most access tokens, API tokens, and things of that nature. I now have the information that I need. I know the server address, the port, I know my username, I've created my PAT. So I can go into Tableau Cloud and create a new connection. So I would go New, Workbook, and then choose a connector, choose the Microsoft SQL Server connector, and enter the information that I saw in that connection wizard before. I want to connect to Odoo 1, which is the name of my connection. This is my CData Connect Cloud username, and then in the password field, I will put that PAT that I created. Will require SSL, and then I will click Sign In. This is now configuring the connection between Tableau Cloud and CData Connect Cloud so that I can visualize my Odoo information in Tableau Cloud. So we can see here the same tables, the same pieces of information. I know in my visualization that I'm going to build, I'm going to use the leads. So we'll pull in the lead table onto the workspace here. And right now what's happening is Tableau Cloud, is querying CData Connect Cloud for the metadata about our CRM lead table from Odoo. So it's talking directly to Odoo to get that information. You can see here, these are the different fields that are available from our lead entity, which now presents as a table. And then I could continue to drag more tables here, build relationships as needed. For the sake of time, again, I have this pre-built dashboard. And so we'll just take a look at what that looks like, what building the relationships looks like from this pre-built dashboard. So we can see here I've got the leads. There's also stage information. So if I drill down into the leads, we will see that I have a stage ID, but not a stage name. And so there's a relationship between those two fields. So we have a stage ID coming from the lead table. So I need this relationship. So if I click in here, when you drag a new table, it'll ask you to define the relationship. The foreign keys are the stage ID from the lead table, the ID from the stage table, and that gives us information about that. And then there's also a country table in our resources, and that I'm using because in the lead table there's a country ID, but it doesn't give us the name of the country. So I'll build this relationship between these two tables. And this is going to let me build a relationship that allows me to build a visualization that pulls data from all three of these tables in a meaningful way. So the first sheet that I have is just the number of leads organized, grouped by country, and then colored by the stage. So we can see here, or grouped by the company and colored by the stage. So we can see here that Eric in French has one lead in a qualified state and one new lead. We can see that John M. Brown has one lead. So we have sealed the deal here. And we're ready to go. So we've got that one built. The next sheet that I've created is a count of our leads organized by country. And so that's where I used that country table, related it to the leads table. So we can see here that there are 5 leads in the United States, there are 4 leads in France, 3 leads in Australia, and I can continue to drill down into that. And then lastly, we get to that final dashboard that I have created. And we can see here both of these pieces of information together. I have set both of these visualizations to be used as filters. So if I click on something in this table, let's say I click on the United States, this is going to generate a new query. It's going to go directly back to Odoo because this is a live data connection. And this is going to give me all of the contacts that I have leads for in the United States and their stages, because that's the visualization that I built. So if I click off, I can come back in and say explore the leads that I have from Belgium. Again, it's going to do this filtering, going directly to Odoo in order to get the information. So we can see that 4 of my leads do not have a contact name, but Oliver Passat and Tommy Brockhouse are both in there. And that's essentially everything that you need to visualize your Odoo data in Tableau Cloud through CData Connect Cloud. And that concludes the demo portion of our presentation. So at this point, I'm going to open things up for questions. So as you have them, please enter those questions in the Q&A panel as we have discussed below, and we will get to as many of those as we can. Okay, so we've got a few frequently asked questions that I'd like to run through before we close out today's webinar. The first question that we often get asked is, how much is CData Connect Cloud? Preliminary licensing information can be found on our website at cdata.com/cloud. But you can always email sales@cdata.com to get more information or schedule a 15-minute discussion to discuss your specific environment and your specific use case, number of users, number of connections, and things like that. How many organizations can you use this with? That'll be determined ultimately by your subscription level. How many users can I have, and do users factor into licensing? Yes. So CData Connect Cloud subscriptions take into account the number of users. Is there a free trial available? Yes. We have a fully functional 30-day free trial available at cdata.com/cloud. And that trial is completely free. It doesn't require any billing information at all. And we do provide support during evaluation, so you can contact support@cdata.com if you have any technical questions. Another question that we get frequently asked is what options for support are available. Generally, email support is the best way to go, but you can read about all of the available support options at cdata.com/support. And then the last frequently asked question that I would like to cover is, can I use X authentication method? So CData Connect Cloud currently supports user password, but SSO is available for enterprise subscriptions that have 10 or more users. So with that, we will close out today's session. So for next steps, you can learn more at cdata.com/cloud. You can sign up for a free trial at cloud.cdata.com. And any questions that you have that I wasn't able to get to, you can send those to sales@cdata.com. They'll be able to answer directly any licensing or pricing questions that you have, and then they'll get you connected with the right technical team member to answer any technical questions that you have, or get you connected with support if you have issues that you're trying to troubleshoot and work through. So with that, we'll close things out, and we'll see you at the next webinar.